Hi, my name is Rachel Nielsen. I'm with Western Governors University, and I will be discussing traveling abroad, risk or reward. Traveling abroad, things to know before you go. While traveling to places like Europe or Australia may seem fun and exciting, there are many hidden dangers travelers need to be aware of before planning their dream vacation. In the past few years, tensions have developed in many countries which can make it even more dangerous for travel. The risks may outweigh the rewards. Travelers need to research the country they plan on traveling to because of the violence that has been occurring in some countries abroad. In addition, thefts, kidnappings, and travelers being jailed for minor crimes have also occurred. Following a few tips and being prepared may keep you safe in a foreign country. Do some research before deciding on a final destination is necessary not only to pick the best location for fun and relaxation, but also for looking into the crime rates and the types of crimes that have been occurring against tourists. Research the country you are going to and their local customs before you go. Travelers need to be prepared for anything that may happen while abroad. The crime rates vary by country or even by region, according to Numero.com. With my visual aid, I wanted to reflect the differences in these crime rates. The top chart shows the highest crime rates, the countries with the highest crime rates, Venezuela being the highest. And the bottom chart shows the top 15 countries with the highest safety ratings, Japan being the safest. Doing some research before deciding on a final vacation destination is necessary not only to pick the best location for fun and relaxation, but also for any dangers. Knowing the crimes that occur that are being committed against tourists, such as muggings, being pickpocketed, or your hotel being robbed, are just a few crimes that may occur. Acts of terrorism can be another danger to think about before making a final decision. Once a decision has been made, just be aware of your surroundings when on public transportation or when touring the sites. Packing only what is necessary and leaving valuables at home can eliminate the risks thieves or cons can create. Carrying a small purse or bag so it can be hid easily in public, and locking valuable items in a hotel safe are just a few tips to keeping safe. Since each country has its own set of laws, being familiarized with them is a must, as you'll be subject to them. There have been a few recent cases of travelers going abroad and finding themselves in a foreign jail, so knowing the laws is probably the most important thing to research when making travel plans. Research the country before you are going, so you don't look like a tourist or seem offensive. Each country has its own customs, so finding out what would be okay and what would be considered offensive to them. The thumbs up okay sign that is used in much of the West is a nasty hand gesture in other countries such as Greece. Be polite and non-demanding. Drinking too much or being loud and obnoxious and demanding will just bring unwanted attention. Know what the locals wear. If they dress modestly, you should too. Avoid excessive jewelry and expensive clothing, as they may be seen as a sign of wealth. The wrong clothing can also be offensive to some cultures or bring on a criminal element your way. Travelers need to be prepared for anything that may happen while abroad. Having the proper documentation in order and emergency information on hand can help if a traveler finds themselves in trouble. Before the departure date, make copies of all the travel documentation, 1 for the traveler and 3 for relatives staying home in case of an emergency. Keep your personal information confidential while traveling abroad. Have all contact information and phone numbers for the embassy or consulate on hand in case of being arrested or a natural disaster or an act of terrorism. These are just a few examples that can help a tourist with. If something bad does happen, you should always be prepared with traveler's insurance. In case of loss of property or traveler gets hurt and needs medical care or evacuation from the country, this type of insurance can help in a time of need. Travelers that do their research before planning on traveling abroad can have a safe vacation free of crime and violence. Knowing the laws and being prepared for any type of crime when traveling, this will only help in having a stress-free vacation and allowing for fun and relaxation. Having an idea of the culture and customs of the country being traveled to, it can only lead to more learning opportunities and a more friendly environment, and just them seeing that you know their customs, it would be a less hostile environment to travel in. Be prepared with all the proper documentation needed and have the necessary contact information on hand in case of an emergency. Are there any questions?
When someone is planning a vacation abroad, where would they find information regarding the countries that are having traveling warnings or alerts?
You can go to the website travel.state.gov, which will give you details on which countries have warnings and which have alerts. It will also give you a more detailed listing of travel tips and sections pertaining to international travel, passports, and laws and policies. It will also give you some more pertinent information on a traveler considering traveling abroad should use as a resource. If you have any more questions?
If you get into trouble or have an emergency while traveling abroad, where would you go for help?
You can contact the embassy or consular personnel at the consulate, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing assistance to U.S. citizens. You can also sign up for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program with the State Department when you arrive. This enrollment will help them contact you in case of an emergency at home or a crisis while you are traveling. As the rise of crime and violence is occurring in many countries these days, travelers need to be more vigilant of their own safety. As long as you know all the risks and are prepared, the rewards will be worth it.